Okay, you guys, so we're recording. Welcome to our Monday Mastermind call. Very excited to have Sarah LaNore on the hot seat today. So, what I've asked her to do is just take a little bit of time to overview the things that she's done in her business that have created momentum, that have been working for her, and just share with you guys those things that again, that have been a positive in her business. All of you guys are doing excellent things, and I think it's just good to remind ourselves and sometimes be deliberate. And if anything, it gives you an opportunity to outline what is working, because I think so often our mindset is always thinking about, oh, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. And so part of this exercise, I think, is good, just to remind yourselves like all the wonderful good things that you are doing. And sometimes outlining that helps you to be aware and think, okay, hey, this is how I got to where I'm at. This is what I need to keep doing. And so, Sarah, if you'll just overview for us, those things that you've done in your business that are working now, and help share some of those skills and techniques or things that are going well. And then we'll just open it up to Q&A for you, or to dive deeper into maybe something that you've talked to the people about. So anyway, take it away.
Okay, great. Thank you. So like Craig was saying, I'm losing my voice, so pardon me, but I tend to look at what wasn't working, because just to kind of preface this, I had a new baby a year and a half ago. Y'all all know. And that put my business kind of not on hold by any means, but it slowed me down. And I knew it was going to, so I prepared for that before the baby was born. I put a lot of things on autopilot, a lot of automation. I feel like I kind of lost some of the personal touch. So what I did for this new year coming, that we're in right now, was kind of go back and look at what what wasn't working. So I had too much automation. I wasn't having a lot of rank advancements, or new coaches were failing, and I was hearing from my leaders that they couldn't get their new coaches off the ground running. So that wasn't working. Low volume across the team, and hearing from my leaders, I'm not making any money, and you've heard all that, I'm sure. And then just losing that community feel within our team, and I think that was just part of me not being as engaged as a leader, and not seeing the faces of my coaches and things like that. So I'll admit that I am a 3-time elite coach, and I've been coaching for almost 6 years now, and I do not have a team call. I think a lot of the culture from my team comes from being at events together and just being engaged in our team page. So when it did take a slump, that really stood out to me as like something that needs to come back to. I have a lot of busy moms on my team, so during the day we hustle, and during the evenings we're moms and wives, and it's hard to get everybody on a call together. So I had to kind of go back to what was working when I figured out what wasn't working, and so here's kind of the implementation part. For the automation and the loss of personal touch in my business, I kind of like Carl said in the roundtable call, just started reinventing myself. Like, okay, what was working in 2014, 15, when I was having a lot of success? And it was my page, my Facebook page. It was leading with my why. And so I really had to kind of be a student again and go back to learning that why and remembering what it was and leading with it, because we get so caught up in the what and how. And it's kind of I think it's Simon Sinek. I think that's who does it. The golden circles mentality. You can Google it. I have the YouTube video saved somewhere, but he always talks about people buy why you do it. They buy why you're doing it, not what it is and how it works. So sharing more of my personal story, going live more so that people could get to know me. It started kind of within. That's the first place I had to work on, was myself. I'm very consistent in my fitness. I'm very consistent in my work, but I just needed to get back to why I loved it, and connecting with my audience, and then connecting with my team. So leading with my journey, leading with my story, and what was the other thing I was going to say? Leading with fitness, because that was what worked for me when I first got started. Was I didn't lead with the business. I didn't lead with come make money, come join our team, because I wasn't doing that myself. So I kind of have learned to go back to lead with what was fun, lead with what drew me to this business, which was the fitness and the community, and work on, that again, because I'd gotten so sidetracked with talking about the business, or not talking about it rather, and kind of lost myself in sharing my story. So that was the first thing. And then now teaching my team to do that. So teaching my team to focus on their journey, share more of their story, get a little bit more personal with their posts, dig a little bit deeper, and then thinking outside of the box, or rethinking within their box, wherever they're at. So if it's, maybe, so free groups, for example, people were running, free groups are necessary for our business, and they have been since I started, and I've taught my team to run free groups, but they're the same free groups over and over, free clean eating, free clean eating. And so I've challenged my team to think outside the box and say, okay, pick a topic that you're really passionate about and really good at and known for. So for me, for example, it's abs after 2 C-section babies and pregnancies. That's my thing. That's my jam. I love it. I love working my abs. I want to have a 6-pack after 2 babies. And so that's what I've been known for on my page with my friends in the community. And so I run with that, and I make that my free group. So some of the girls might be big into fashion. Some of the girls are huge organization freaks. This coffee cleanup group that's been going around. So finding a free group that they're good at and making it their own, so that it's not just the same old, same old. So that's what I mean as far as kind of thinking outside of the box and reinventing themselves, and, making it back to their why. Like, why do you want this business? And then lastly, just to stay engaged with, the personal touch part. I don't know if y'all use Google Text. This is just kind of a random tip. I downloaded Google Text and got a phone number, and you can text from it. And I've been texting my customer leads. I get a response from almost everyone, everyone that responds and says, yes, I ordered that, or I just had them confirm their order. And it works. So I wasn't getting emails back from my leads. And so that's something that's been working for me. And so I just want to share that. And I've shared it with my team, and we're all having a lot of success with the Google Text. So just a little tip for adding that personal touch back to your business. Okay, the second thing was the no rank and the new coaches failing. And so I went back to, again, what was working before, and just simplifying it and not overcomplicating Emerald. I think so many times we just think, we don't as leaders, but our coaches think, oh my God, Emerald's so hard to reach. And I can't remember if it was Rosa or Moira or Jen that came up with that Emerald Factory thing, but I remember Jason Diebold talking about it at a leadership. And so it's kind of going back to that, and just duplication. I'm good at duplication. We need to duplicate Emerald and just do. So we've kind of reinvented our Emerald training, or Emerald Factory, or Emerald Bootcamp, whatever we're going to call it, using the pot idea, the money pot idea that Jen had, and very simple content. There's actually 2 formats so that we can run it once a month for anyone in the downline. And there's a pot, like I said, that you pay to play, and you can earn a piece of that pot if you rank advance. We just ran one this month. Last week we closed it up, and we had 3 out of 10 coaches advance to Emerald, and we matched the pot. So, they all took some money home, which was great. It gave them a quick win. It gave them some money in their pocket, and they're all Emerald Rink now, so which is great, and pushing for the next training. So it's open to everybody, meaning they don't have to be just a new coach pushing for their first time Emerald. It can be a diamond coach that needs 2 Emeralds on their team to hold them steady or whatever. So it's kind of that Emerald duplication, which I'm sure you guys know about, which I should say you all may be doing all of this. It may not be new news to you with everything I'm talking about, but this is just what's working for me. And then also with the no rank advancing and the new coaches failing, I used to do these monthly calendars with post ideas of what to post on social media. I think that's a big struggle for our new coaches. And so I've been going back to that and sharing in our team page, which kind of helps with the community feel too. So I'll talk about this later too, but what to post on social media. So post ideas every single day. and then sharing good posts. So people that did a really good job of sharing that topic or posting about it. And so it just gives people ideas. I've also taught them to create friends feeds on the news feed so that they're not getting lost in the news feed, but yet they're following inspiring people, or they're following their challengers, or creating a list of potential coaches that they can engage with on Facebook. So sharing a lot of social media tips, what's working on Facebook, what's working on Instagram, which all goes back to reinventing yourself because things are changing. What was working is no longer working. Okay, low volume. I think this was Becca's idea, so I don't want to take credit for any of this stuff. I'm just implementing ideas that were shared with me. But this month we ran a September volume push to teach our team about other products in our product line other than the challenge pack, because we kept hearing over and over again that I can't sell a challenge pack. I lead with the challenge pack, and they give up. They don't take it one step further and say, well, what about this? What about this? Or really try to learn what their customers are struggling with and what else they can help them with, not just their fitness. So each week this month, we broke it down into 4 different weeks. We're talking about something new, a new product each week. And I got my leaders together and said, who wants to run and do this together? And the first week we talked about Derm Exclusive. The second week we talked about the performance line. The third week we talked about the Shakeology Boost. And then this last week we're talking about Ultimate Reset and the 3-day refresh. And each leader is sharing what they love about it, why they love it, how they use it, and then how they transfer that to their posts or to their challenge groups and share with their challengers, like scripts or post ideas, and how they talk about it kind of out loud publicly. And it's been helping our internal team volume, but it's helping coaches learn how to share these things. They were just kind of stuck with oh, I'm using Energize, but I don't know how to share it. I don't know how to get my challengers on it. So whether they're running a contest and they're giving it out as samples, or for me, I send a sample of Energize to anyone that purchases a challenge pack from me. And people were like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea, because everyone loves it when they get it. And they're like, I want more. So just little ideas like that we're plugging into the team's head on, even if it's just 15 TV, it's just helping them learn the volume, how to accrue it. And then next month in October, we're going to break it down even more and say, okay, now you know what volume is and where it comes from. Now, how do we capitalize on it, and what does it actually mean? And that's where I'm I need to learn myself, because I haven't been doing a good job of teaching volume and how to maximize volume. And this is where I'm going to reach out to Greg. Maybe his week he could talk about that.
You got Greg and Craig. Greg and Craig, we are your comp plan.
Yes, and yes, Craig, you're going to help me with that too.
Can I just ask you though, have you seen them? I love that emphasis. And have you seen an increase then in the sampling or trialing of the products that you've been focusing on?
Yeah, so at the end of every week, we have a post go out that says, hey, drop your order below if you ordered, and we're rewarding them on volume. So there's a winner. There's 3 winners based on different categories. I think it's 250 PV, 500, and then 1,000. And so we have 3 winners. They win gift cards at the end of each week, random winners. And then we have them post below if they are trying something new. And so every week there's 20 to 30 people on the team that have committed, or at least posted that they have bought something, trying it, whether it's a trial pack or a sampler or whatever. So, and then my leaders have said that they've, last week was 2 of the girls' highest paychecks. So I don't know if that's TV contribution, but we'll see. I haven't really dug down and looked at the numbers yet, but I just feel even just better energy and just that knowledge base is there too. So so volume is a big thing for me, and learning it. So that's something that I've just implemented. I haven't actually duplicated it yet to see if it's working, but I will get back to you on that. And then the last thing was just losing that community feel. And I think, again, it was just me kind of taking that step back from the season of life that I'm in. And so kind of bringing my leaders back together. I think you're a good leader when your leaders fly out of the nest and they're kind of running their own trainings or running their own groups. And then you're like, oh, and so I think that happened to me. And then it also happened to my leaders. They left the nest and they're like, I miss that community feel. And so we kind of had to bring that back together again. And I reached out to them and said, you know, let's run this team together. Not that you have to be on an agenda or we have to have a schedule of who's going to post when, but they just kind of help me lead now. I've encouraged them to go live and share tips. You know, everyone shares rank advancements in the team page. We run trainings like within the team page now together. And yeah, just having the leaders kind of back together has helped with the energy too, and keeping it fun. And every month we run a new promotion within our team. So like this month it was the volume, and so a way for them to earn prizes or something like that, just competitive competition type stuff, which I think has helped with the community feel too. And then I forgot to mention that, kind of like Ashley, we run a quarterly diamond mentorship, kind of kicked off that emerald factory. So once they kind of go through that, then we run a diamond mentorship that's very, very intimate. 4 of the leaders and I pick 2 to 3 coaches that we want to work with intimately, one-on-one, for 4 weeks. And we cater the lessons and learning style, or lessons around what they're struggling with, and then cater the training to their learning style, whatever that may be. And we commit to it as leaders. And we've done that since January. And we've had a lot of success with popping diamonds or moving them to that next rank if they're stuck. So that's been kind of really working. It's not a push group. It's not like a training group. It's an accountability, but we're just there on them and really honing in on what they're struggling with, if it's conversations or if it's posting about coaching, and just fueling them with examples and scripts or whatever it is. Plus they have 4 different leaders to learn from. And then last but not least for the community is just me getting back to my personally sponsored. As the mama bear, my upline, you know, I don't really have an upline. I'm kind of that orphan coach. I felt like so much was on me to run the team that I was kind of neglecting my personal coaches. So I've really just stepped back and handheld, like I handhold a lot of my coaches, and it just feels good to me. That's what I love. I love to be there for them. And we have coffee chats once a week, and then we have a nooner on Thursdays, that we kind of all hop on, and it's just one specific topic. We kind of let them pick the week before. I partnered up with another leader on my team, and we invite both of our PS coaches to it, and we just brainstorm. Last week was Facebook and the changes that have been going on and kind of how we can work around those. And it just feels good to kind of get back to my babies, as I call them, as well as like run the team together as a whole. So kind of ran through that fast, but that's what's been working for me. And I can go into detail on more of it if y'all have questions, but it may be nothing new to you guys.
No, Sarah, that was phenomenal. I mean, lots of good stuff, lots of details, lots of things to consider. And I just love the each thing is almost like an initiative that attacks a different part of the business. So I think it was very well done. But yeah, would love to open it up. Any questions or things that you want Sarah to dig into in terms of details? Or yeah, there's a few things in the chat as well.
So Brooke, the Google text, I think I just didn't want them to have my phone number. So that's kind of why I set up Google. Plus everything's on Google, so my assistant could do it for me. So she actually sends the initial text when she does my customer, like new customer emails and stuff. So I still send emails. I try to find them on Facebook, and she sends the text. And then I don't know what happens if they call Greg. I think it comes to my phone, because I can also get them forwarded to my cell phone too. So I don't know. No one's ever called.
Oh, but that's great that your assistant can log in and do it too. So,
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And then a Google Voice app for your phone that you go through. I don't know what that is, Becca. You'll have to tell me about that. And then the volume group, Lori. So the volume is actually, that training is happening within my team page. So I've kind of just been doing things within the team to kind of boost that engagement and camaraderie, rather than creating another group, because I'm in so many groups, I can't stand another one. So I can share, I mean, there's so much content with it. I think it would be a good use of my time to like collect the content and put it in a Google Doc. But I mean, I can share bits and pieces of what we're doing if you want. I don't know. I don't know the best way to do that.
Here's what I would love for you to share, Sarah, is how do you decide what product you want to focus on? And then where do you find the resources, or what resources are you then sharing about that product that help get your team excited about trying it?
Honestly, I let the leaders decide. So I came to my leaders and said, here's what I want to do. I want to run a volume training to help, with the team volume. And I want to just teach them about what we love about these products. And so there was, a few girls that just live diehard the performance line. I love Derm Exclusive, which I hope is not going away. So I said I would talk about that. I didn't look at like which one creates the most volume or anything like that. I just picked the products that people loved, and I led with why they love it. There was no like collateral behind it, like here's the product training guide or anything like that. It was more why you love it, and then now how are you sharing it? And so each leader would share like, here's a post I did, or here's what I put in my challenge group to get them excited about it. Or Energize is always a big one that sticks out to me. Is like my mommy go-go juice, and it's pregnancy safe, it's breastfeeding safe, like, so just ways they're talking about it to their market. And the why, again, that's kind of what I talked about with in the beginning with Simon Sinek. People buy why you're doing something, not what it is. So really just, I wanted the team to hear why. I don't know. And they're all sold. Like most of them are sold like, okay, I got to try it because she says she loves it for this reason and this reason. And it's that trust, So yeah, there was really no like math behind it. Like talk about this because it has the biggest volume.
Yeah, no. But I think that's good. And I would love the idea, or I wonder if we could even take that, again, just brainstorming with you and maybe with everyone that is listening to that idea. Cause I think we all concur, like if we can get, there's only like 3 ways to increase sales. You can sign up more people, you can increase retention, or you can increase the dollar spend per existing customers. And one of the things that, again, I think we take it a little bit for granted, and maybe, again, arguably Success Club is a factor in this, where, we don't sell anything unless we get a Success Club point for it. And we can, argue the merits of that. But that aside, sometimes we don't focus on the amazing products that we already have here, in the Beachbody, portfolio of products that would increase volume 10%, 15%, 20%. If a product that we have in the lineup that you might be using it already even, but you could buy it from Beachbody, or there's a market for, these certain products that we're just not doing. And so I'm thinking, like, I wonder if we were to, I love what you're saying, like you got to share the testimonial. Always take somebody's why they bought something and their personal experience with it over just like a sales tool. But I'm wondering if we could, come up with some sort of shareable collateral that would embolden, the coaches on the team to be like, not only am I motivated to buy this, but I'm going to share, here's a 1-pager, or here's, a document I found in the Coach Online office that I'm just going to send out, to all of my existing customers that said, hey, I just heard about, or I just tried this product, here's the sales tool that goes with it that kind of validates the science, and they give their personal testimonial behind it, so that there's like that next step of them going out and pitching it to their existing customer base as well. If there was if we could find because on most of our products, we do have shareable assets in the Coach Online office. Sometimes they're just behind like 25 clicks, but they're there. By October 9th, though, they'll be very easy to access.
Good.
And shareable through the site. But anyway, just maybe something to look at, Sarah, to enhance that even more. Because I love what you're saying, but if we gave people like a shareable piece that they could then, it was easier for them to, message.
So what do you mean by shareable? Like, what do you mean by shareable?
Like a flyer, like a
for like the coaches or the customer?
For the coaches to send to their potential customers.
Okay.
So like, okay, you talked to me about Performance Line and I'm sold, like I want to try it. Or you talked to me about it. I did try it. I love it. How can I introduce that to my, existing customer base? And sometimes having a shareable asset, meaning a flyer or a talking piece, an image that just highlights the features and benefits of the product, to be able to put out there, oh, hey, I just found that. You guys check this out, and let me tell you what my experience was it, or listen to what it did for, this member of my team. So they're getting the why, and I don't know. I've just found like when they have something professional to share, it emboldens them to share. Whereas, if it's just like, oh, well, it helped me, or, oh, it helped someone on my team, like I can talk about it, but they need that, like, again, that piece that just gives them the courage to be like, what, I am going to email my entire customer base this, sales piece on the Performance Line or on, Activate or, whatever the product is. And it just, again, gives them
I think we have all the
courage
content.
to share
It's
it.
just not fancy. Because I think every leader, in our group at least, did a really good job. Essentially that, like, here's the post, here's a script, here's how you'd get the conversation started, here's what you'd say, here's some like little tips about it. So we have all that. It's just not pretty. It's like in posts and in comment threads. So it would take me some time to go through and like put that together, but it's all in the group. So, I mean, at least they've got their eyes on it, but it's not a pretty picture, if that makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, and I think a lot of the pretty pictures should be in the Coach Online office. So it's just identifying what those pieces are, again, that just kind of give them the courage.
Yeah, there is. There is a tool in the Coach Online office that's like, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's basically like little conversation starters. I don't know if y'all have seen that for all the products, but it'll say like who this is for, and then it'll kind of give you like a mom, and it'll say like how to kind of get the email started or the post. Have y'all seen that? Those examples?
I haven't seen that. Maybe you can send a link.
Okay, I'll try to find one.
That would be awesome. Becca, would you mind just briefly going over that thing you put in the chat?
Sure. I mean, it's kind of like what she said. It was just like a little game. So what I've been doing is like a product of the month. So I changed my team pages. Instead of having one team page, I now have two. So I have one that's just called the Coaches Corner, and it's for our whole downline. Anybody who's signed up as a coach, discount coaches are encouraged to be added. And I don't talk about business stuff in there. So it's all like product education and fun stuff and live events and stuff like that. And then I have a separate one that's called the Business Corner, and that's for coaches that are business building, and that's where I share like training and stuff. So in the Coaches Corner, when I split them, I decided I was going to do like lots of product education and like product games and stuff like that, because I want the discount coaches that are filling my downline to be consistently ordering things to bolster the volume. So I have been doing a product of the month where I do like a raffle. So last month I did the boosts, and they had to order 2 of the 3 boosts to try them. And so what I did was they got 1 entry for ordering the boosts themselves, and anybody in the downline could participate. So even just a discount coach who didn't want to sell them could still order them and get an entry. And then anytime they posted about them on social media that month, they got an entry. They just had to screenshot it and put it in the comments. And then anybody that they sold it to, they just had to screenshot from their online office the customer order, and then they got an entry. And so at the end, I just did a raffle. So obviously, the people with the most entries had the best chance for a prize. And so that went over really, really well. And so I've been doing it every month. Like I just pick kind of a random product from our catalog that maybe people haven't used or don't know about it. And then Sarah, I just have my assistant at the end of the month go through the comments, and like in Excel, she just tallies like name and then like marks each one. And then we just use like random number generator, because all the names are kind of listed out, and we figure like 1 through whatever, and we figure out who is number 38 or whatever. And then that's who wins. So it's really simple. But I mean, you could randomly pick a winner, like nobody's going to know. But yeah, so yeah, it's pretty simple. Another thing you can do, because I did something similar in my business page, but it had a more complex point system. So I went into Google Drive and I just created a chart. And they were responsible for adding in their points when they got them. And so then at the end, I just went based off the chart. So if somebody did stuff and didn't add it, they just didn't get their entry because you're a business owner and you should be able to update a chart. So that's what I do with my business coaches. In my coaches corner, that's just like the big coach community page, I try to not make them do a lot of extra work because I want that space to be just really fun and light and community driven, and not having to like create a ton of extra stuff that takes time for them. Like I want them to just order and then, not have to worry about more work. But for my business coaches, I'm like, yeah, you guys can track that stuff yourself. So yeah, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, you can audit it at the end too if you feel like someone maybe put more points, because I still had them post screenshots in the comments, or you could make your assistant audit it at the end and make sure that the points match up with the comments. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And then something else I do that was tacked on the end, and this is not something that everybody needs to do by any means, but I was doing personal development and I was like reading just, about like capitalizing on your strengths and stuff instead of trying to constantly spend all your time getting better on your weaknesses. Like, why not actually just spend a good amount of time capitalizing on the stuff you're already good at? And so I realized I hadn't been doing that, but with my photography background, I'm really good at photos. And so I will do where I'll style the product of the month. So like that way also I make sure that I've ordered it and I'm leading from the front. But so I'll get it home and I have like just a big piece of white poster board and then just like cute little napkins from Target, or like, paper straws from old parties or different things. I have some silk flowers from the craft store, and I basically just style a photo with the product of the month, and any coaches, I basically make it like free to use for any coaches on their social media. So I have like I take like 2 or 3 versions, and then I tell everybody like they can edit it in to match their stuff. They can do whatever. They can use it if they want. They don't have to. But that way it's a photo that looks very lifestyle, like it's not a corporate photo, but my coaches who get stuck on taking photos don't get stuck. But that's obviously something that's not for everybody. But if you are really good at photography and you have tons of products, it has really helped my team to actually just share, because now they're not like sitting there like, how do I take a interesting photo of this? Like, just gets them to share. And even my discount coaches, I noticed a few of them used them because they didn't have to do any extra work. So that was just something I did. I mean, it takes like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then they're not like with their shake or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It just gives them some more options.
Kind of control what's going on social media for them.
Yeah, and like your team. So like I did one that was really girly. I did one that was like more kind of simple, and then I did one that was like, because it was boosts. And so I did one that had like a pacifier in the photo and like a bottle on its side for like all my mom coaches who wanted to talk about like being able to add stuff to their smoothies on the go or different things. And I had like lettuce leaves just there for the power greens. Like it was so simple. It was, I mean, it literally didn't cost me any money. I just went around my house and like found stuff that like matched. And I bought just like a giant piece of white poster board and laid it on the ground by a window, laid everything on it, took a picture with my iPhone, made it square, and then just gave it to everybody to use. And they loved it. So that helped a lot. It was like you're doing a volume push and if you're good at that and you want to give them something to use.
That's a good idea. Jamie wanted to know if you could share a few of those pictures, Becca, if you have any.
Yeah, I'll just have to dig them out and then I can put them in our chat thread. Because they were on my old phone. I got a new phone and I didn't move everything over.
Yeah, new phone. I wanted to say 2 things because planning for like October, some ideas that we had that kind of go along the same lines of volume is Shakeology retention. And so last quarter push, it would start in October, obviously, for your challengers. So the way I run my challenge groups now is I have one big challenge group that's just a revolving door. And so every month we reset, but I don't open and close new groups. So a lot of people, you can imagine, fall off and get back on again, but new people are always joining. So it kind of revives the group, even on a daily basis. And so what we're going to do within the downline is, within our challenge groups, is a customer loyalty Christmas bonus or present. We haven't really decided what we're going to call it yet, but kind of like if they stay on Shakeology, like, and start a new one, or if they're currently on it, a new order of Shakeology, Daily Sunshine, or the Performance Line combo pack. And then for the 3 months through December, then they'll get a present, Christmas gift, I don't know what we're going to call it yet, from us in December. And so that's open to anyone that wants to do it in our downline, but it would hopefully, that we're hoping, would create customer retention with Shakeology, give us a last quarter push with volume, and then we would take, it would be up to the coach how they reward them for that, whether it's a free bag or a $25 gift card, or I don't know, we haven't really kind of finalized, but it's just an idea that we were thinking of, because Shakeology retention is huge. And I think we're missing a lot. I get that email constantly that's like, these people are on BOD and they haven't ordered Shakeology for like a long time. So I'm trying to kind of close that gap and teach the team to do it too. So that was an idea. So I'd love to hear if y'all have ideas on how you're getting your challengers to stay on Shakeology. And then the second thing was, Daily Sunshine has been huge for my market. I don't know about you other moms, but oh my gosh, I talk about it like once and it's just gone viral. I did a live video of me making it and giving it to my kids, and I've just, it's still got working for me, that video. So in October, I'm going to run, November, I think, because October I'm doing the coffee thing. In November, I'm going to run a veggie group with Daily Sunshine and Shakeology, kind of like the Clean Up Your Coffee. I don't know if y'all saw that Brooke Lipoff kind of gave the idea in the round table or the closet. I can't remember which group it was. But do that in November to clean up your veggies if you don't get enough veggies in. And you could even include the Shakeology Power Green boost in that too. But just thinking outside the box of ways to kind of create more volume and get more products, different products in people's hands. So those are 2 ideas for moving forward.
All right. Well, awesome, you guys. Sarah, thank you so much. I think we'll wrap today because we're about out of time, but awesome ideas, great details, awesome feedback. And thanks to everyone who pitched in with, your questions and left links. All the links are in the chat over here. So if there's any links that we need to throw into the thread, maybe put those over into there with what it was for. But anyway, great ideas, you guys. I think, again, there's no reason to get crazy with reinventing ourselves. I think, like Sarah said, you pick the things that were working for you. We stay true to the principles that we know work in this business. We magnify our strengths, as Becca said, and then, work around the edges to just find those things that, that help to drive belief, drive the confidence, drive, all those, the coaches who need that boost of belief or confidence to be able to share. And I think we've discovered some great things today to be able to do that. So Sarah, thank you so much for sharing, and thanks to everyone who was on today. And I will get this link up on our page and on my YouTube channel as soon as possible. So, have a great week, you guys. Take care. Bye.
All right. Thanks.